Okay, so again, I just wanted to do one or two more examples. Technically, it is two examples, but you're only solving for one side each because that's how it is in your homework. So I wanted for you guys to see that. So that tomorrow, the first thing we'll do is the assignment for this lesson, and then you guys can get some extra help then too. So take a moment to draw your triangle and label with the information here. We got x is 45 degrees, and we have zy is 10. So remember, our first step from here, once we have the information on the triangle, is to label our sides in respect to our given angle. So x is our angle. What's the opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent? Go ahead and try it. Okay, so we need, I should have backtracked here actually. We have that 10 is the opposite. Here's what we're going to do for your homework. Since you're only finding one side, we're looking for xz. So we only need to label the given side and the side we're looking for. So the given side is the opposite. The side we're looking for is the adjacent. So for this question, again, this is how it's going to be in your homework. We don't care what side XY is because we're not looking for it and it's not given to us. So based on our good friend Sokotoa, we are going to figure out, based on what side is given to us and what side we're looking for, which trig function we are going to use. So because we have the opposite and we're looking for the adjacent, that's O and A. Which trig function is that? Tangent. We're going to use tangent for this one because we have the O, we're looking for the A, we're going to use tangent. So go ahead and take a moment and get your setup. Cool guys. Okay, so we have tangent of our angle, always and forever. Tangent, angle, those have to go next to each other, equals. Careful with your fraction here. We need the opposite over the adjacent. Opposite is 10. The adjacent is what we are looking for. So be careful. Sometimes what we're looking for goes on top. Sometimes what we're looking for goes on bottom. There's no way to know unless we have our sides labeled correctly. So from here, we know that we need to cross multiply. And then if we need to get what we're looking for by itself, we are going to have one more step. Go ahead and try it. Okay, so cross multiplying, we get xz times tangent 45. Xz I'm going to put out in front, tangent 45. And we have 10 times 1 is 10. So again, this is a situation where we do not have xz by itself. So when what you're looking for is not by itself, yes, then we will divide away the trig function. That's gone. And then this is what we'll plug into the calculator. So our answer for xz into our calculator is 10 tangent 45. Take a moment, use Desmos if you need to. Plug that into the calculator. Okay, and I will show as well, plugging into the calculator, it was 10 divided by tangent 45. Our answer, hey, is actually 10. There's a reason for that, but we don't need to talk about it right now. So 10 actually ends up being our answer. This side actually ends up being the same as this one. So again, this is how it's going to go in your homework. You're only solving for one side. So you have to look at what side we have with what side we're looking for, and that tells you which trig function to use. So try it one more time all the way through in this question. Our angle is here, 30. We have zy is 5, and we are looking for xy. So in respect to 30, you only need to label what the 5 is and what xy is, and then use SOHCAHTOA, figure out which trig function we're going to use. Go ahead and give it a shot, see if you can do the whole thing. Okay, so in respect to the 30, xy is the hypotenuse because that's special. 5 is not the opposite, it's the adjacent. So the trig function you should have picked because it's adjacent and hypotenuse. That's cosine, A and H. So we have cosine 30 equals, careful with this again, we need the adjacent on top, hypotenuse on bottom. It has to go that way. So 5 has to go on top, xy has to go on bottom. We cross multiply. So I have xy cosine 30 equals 5 times 1 is 5. And once again, because xy is not by itself, we're going to divide away the cosine 30. If xy was by itself, all we would have to do is just plug into the calculator right away. But here, we're going to have to go ahead and plug this into the calculator now. So we got, let me clear this, 5 divided by cosine 30. We get 5.77, we'll say. And there's our answer. So again, tomorrow we will practice this with the homework. You'll be doing it just like this, where you're only solving for one side at a time, and hopefully it's going to start to click.